the most enchanting place on earth. Barbados, a small country, is a former colony of England. It is a plantation society of former British masters, indentured servants, and slaves. Now it is evolving from a dependence on sugar to a prime destination for tourists. Please welcome Phil Wood to talk about Barbados.
We flew out of Fort Lauderdale and landed in Grantley Adams International Airport in Barbados. This beautiful Caribbean island, known for its social amicability and political civility, was Britain's colonial site of the first black slave society, the most systematically violent, brutal, and racially inhumane society in the British Empire. The island is divided into 11 parishes. It's 21 miles long, 14 miles wide. It's 166 square miles. Has a population of 286,000. Here we are at the airport. The top view is Wanda and I, my son Jeff and his family. The bottom view is my daughter Wendy and her family, including her mother-in-law. There are 12 in our family group. We had all traveled on a plane together from Fort Lauderdale. The first family activity was learning how to use a surfboard. The instructor is on the blue board on the wall, with students on boards on the sand. All the students perform very well, lying flat, kneeling, and then standing up with the board firmly planted on the sand. The next step was out in the waves. We were on the south side of the island with gentle waves. It was not so easy for the students to stand up on the board anymore. The instructor helped them and managed to stand for at least one ride. All thought it was great fun. Then we went to our villa, Mullins Bay House, about an acre of land with 2 large houses, a small pool, and this is a view from the porch of one of the houses, a large bougainvillea bush, a variety of palm trees, mango trees, and this is the pool and the pool house. It didn't take long for the kids to get in the pool, and I soon joined them. All the houses had TV and Wi-Fi. Barbados has an excellent fiber optic network for the internet. We were the only guests and had the compound all to ourselves except for one group of unwanted guests, the monkeys. Almost every morning, a troop of monkeys would visit, usually climbing in the mangrove trees looking for ripe mangoes. Monkeys have been pests in Barbados for many years. They love sugarcane. To the beach, a short walk from our villa. This is Mullins Bay on the west coast, sometimes referred to as the Gold Coast. The very expensive hotels are along this coast, taking advantage of the calm sea and the beautiful beaches. There are no private beaches on this island. Hunt's Gardens, the most enchanting place on earth. The enchantment comes from visiting a beautiful tropical garden with more than 70 varieties of flowers, bushes, and trees. The posters are from a recent election. The former prime minister who lost the election. The winner was a woman, the first prime minister, first woman prime minister of Barbados. This is the handout, which gives some idea of the variety of plants and flowers in the garden. There's another sheet which has the name of each item pictured, about 70 pictures. If you go on the web, you can find nearly 3,000 pictures of Hunt's Garden. In the garden, there are some of the tallest and straightest palm trees I've ever seen. You go down a flight of stairs to the base of the trees and find a collection of bushes and flowers. You follow the path and find side trails which lead to secluded areas where you can sit and meditate on the beauty of nature. More examples of beautiful individual plants and blossoms. We ended our visit meeting with Anthony Hunt, who told us about his love for plants, and he bought this old plantation and converted an old pig pen into his dwelling. They then visited Harrison's Cave, named for the family who owned the land where the cave was discovered. Pictures of the group of satellites and stalagmites referred to as a family group. We toured the cave on trams, very much like the ones here at Stratica. We next visited Morgan Lewis Sugar Mill, the only working mill for grinding cane in the Caribbean. One time in a year, this mill is used to grind cane. The grinding rollers are referred to as the engine, can be seen at the bottom of the stairs. There are over 200 mills like this in Barbados. We are now at Bleak House, built in 1860, named after Dickens' novel. It was the home of my family from 76 to 79. Shortly after I moved, a fire gutted the building. The burned-out shell was purchased and restored by Mr. Richard Goddard. Pictured here are my son and daughter and I with Mr. Goddard. My children love to climb in these trees in the front of the house. This is my grandson enjoying a climb. During my 12 years resident in Barbados, I lived in many places. Bleak House was my favorite. The backside of the house, the view is spectacular. You can view the whole coast of the island, East Coast. The next adventure was a cruise on a 44-foot catamaran sailboat with my family and a young couple from England. Here we are sailing up the west coast. We also went into Carlisle Bay, nearby, and they supplied snorkeling gear. We went into sea to swim with the turtles. Near the north end of the island, we dropped anchor in a small bay with a beautiful beach. We were served a delicious Bajan meal of flying fish, fried chicken, peas and rice, and salad. We also had a choice of a wide variety of drinks. Here at last is the most beautiful scenery, the people of Barbados. This is a group of Baha'is, members of the local and national governing councils. They all share a belief in the oneness of humanity and service to mankind. They all believe the earth is one country and mankind its citizens.